Well, hello. This is Shane Barton, Downtown Revitalization Coordinator for CEDIK, the Community and Economic Development Initiative of Kentucky. Welcome to 6 Minutes with CEDIK. On today's episode, we're going to discuss the roles that different team members often play as we continue reflecting on our recent downtown revitalization efforts. In our last two episodes, we touched on who was often present or represented on downtown teams and what interests brought them to those efforts. Remember, it started with this small core and often expanded from there. Considering the team members you have identified or are considering, what roles may they play? What function do they assume in your project? Let's jump into the roles the core team members of our recent downtown revitalization efforts played. There is a caveat here. I'm using role and responsibility somewhat interchangeably. Responsibilities often refer to the tasks and duties of a particular role or job description. As such, this summary is generally about the function of the particular partners in our communities, and perhaps less about one's personal skills. I share that to clarify that I am not suggesting these roles or responsibilities cannot be performed by others. They most certainly can. Local governments act as a fiscal agent for grant funding and provide administrative support and accounting. They often track a variety of community indicators and collect data and provide local coordination of departments like public works, streets, waste management, tourism, and others. They're focused on industry recruitment and countywide area businesses and can often provide in-kind contributions to help meet grant requirements that involve labor or staff time associated with those specific projects or perhaps their departments. Perhaps one of the most important roles, though, that doesn't require financial capital or expenditures is simply being a champion of community efforts and projects. Having a champion in City Hall can go a long way. Chamber or merchant associations attract and cultivate high-value, authentic local businesses. This includes strengthening, retaining, supporting, and expanding existing businesses, helping to increase member sales, jobs, or more broadly addressing economic leakage in the retail sector. They often engage in direct marketing strategies, relying on community assets and the unique features or offerings. And improved quality of life for their members and residents is usually at their heart. They track a variety of data related to downtown businesses and the overall marketplace performance. Tourism, broadly, is tasked with curating and executing an interconnected tourism vision. But more specifically, tourism directors and staff often have grant writing experience. They're tasked with regional promotion and creating great first impressions for visitors. They promote creative placemaking as a way to improve destinations. They create and cultivate positive visitor experiences that provide opportunities for visitors to spend money locally. They've acted as a fiscal agent to administer and account for grant funds, and they often have great experience in coordinating public festivals and events and have a great network of musicians. Remember, pay your musicians. Don't simply offer them exposure, and your tourism directors will help reaffirm that. Downtown managers collect data, and they measure the impacts of various downtown efforts. They engage in promotion of downtown activities and opportunities, and they're steadfast advocates for all things downtown. They have been fiscal agents for grant funds, in particular when the position is affiliated with a nonprofit, like the local Main Street affiliate. They have grant writing or fundraising responsibilities, but perhaps the most important role is project coordinating and acting as a liaison between multiple partners and perhaps even multiple projects. Nonprofits are often issues focused, so nonprofits can represent a multitude of relative issues, from main streets to watersheds. Nonprofits are often well-versed in managing grant funds, so they play a fiscal agent role quite often. They account and administer project funding because they often have to do that for their own work. They include broad constituencies or memberships that can sometimes be tapped into to provide in-kind support for your project. County extension agents engage in public outreach and education. Much like public libraries, extension offices are where folks access resources, often have a strong understanding of the community and its systems, and engage in a variety of community endeavors and associated projects. Their offices are also great meeting spaces, most certainly. Cultural and historic heritage organizations or historic societies have a primary focus of historic preservation and cultivating or preserving the community's historic narratives. They're great repositories of photographs and historic data on buildings or even local industry. But perhaps the most important thing historical societies do is curate local genealogy data. These resources remain a consistent asset, attracting visitors from out of town with local familial connections. Community foundations, given their focus on philanthropy and investment, are often great fiscal sponsors or pass-through agencies to help funnel and account for monies raised for specific projects. They're a great resource for fundraising strategies and can help provide in-kind contributions or perhaps even matching funds for your project. They provide valuable technical assistance around investing in community development, and they often have connections to a wide variety of additional resources that can help you leverage more resources and money. As I mentioned in our last episode, this list is expansive, but it is not exhaustive. And you may need to refer to the questions we referenced in our last episode to help identify additional team members for your specific issue or project. This has been a deeper dive into the roles played by different downtown revitalization team members. In our next episode, I'll explore and share some additional resources to help you in building that team. I hope you'll join me. If you'd like more information about how CEDIK can support your downtown revitalization effort, please feel free to contact me at shane.barton@uky.edu. You can find more information on today's topic in our Downtown Team series, a set of resources designed to support individuals or communities working to create a team to support their own community development challenges.